Hey everybody, I am back. I don't really know what happened. I just stopped making videos, I guess. No, it was kind of quiet and wasn't a lot going on. And then I was sick. So I don't know if any of you have got this cold that's going around that wants to last for a week or 2 weeks, but I picked it up as well and it just kind of lingered. And sitting here talking and doing videos while I was hacking and sore throat and stuff didn't appeal to me. So here I am. I'm back. I made it. Hopefully, you guys take your vitamins, wash your hands. Just try and avoid getting it if you haven't gotten already. Just a few things, not a lot right now. Still that quiet period. I guess first things first. Women's basketball season. It's over. It's done. Um, yeah. Uh, Thankfully, at this point, that was it pains me to make a video about women's basketball because I actually really enjoy watching women's basketball. Loved, watching Sabrina and the girls play in that era, and then every year since, okay, it's gotten a little harder and a little harder to watch. Every year removed from there has just gotten harder and harder to watch. Of course, when you have somebody like Sabrina and they're there, you're spoiled, right? You're spoiled watching Sabrina and Ruthie and all those girls play some tremendous basketball and just be an amazing team. And every year they've gotten worse and worse and worse until we've gotten to this point. And it's a bummer because I've always really enjoyed Kelly Graves. I've interacted with him here and there. He's been on some podcasts and stuff with me. I've always really enjoyed our interactions. I never want to see anyone lose their job, whatever industry. Um, but clearly, women's basketball needs to maybe evaluate where they're at, and maybe Coach Graves need to evaluate where he's at and what he's doing with the program, and maybe the changes that need to be made, or if he's the change to be made. I don't know. I don't have the answer. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say fire Kelly Graves today. That's not what I'm going to do. But that was a bad season and a tough season, and everybody's got to kind of go look in the mirror at this point and figure out how to fix it. And that includes the athletic administration, Kelly Graves, the players, the coaches involved. Something's got to change. So it's kind of nice that it's over because it was that bad, but it needs to get better. And hopefully we'll see what that entails. Quiet recruiting weekend, okay, kind of opened up so visits can take place now after this quiet period that just finished. Oregon's probably not going to bring in more than a handful of guys total, and I'm not even sure that any of them are names that you'll see on the commit list or the sign list at the end of the year. So, going to be a really quiet recruiting weekend. I'm not going to sit here and hype it up because it's just a weekend to hype up. So just don't get your hopes up there. One thing to note, and this just kind of came across my desk, you can't have any more photo shoots on these visits, right? Like you can't put these guys in uniforms and take pictures, and you can't set up like you remember how Oregon would have like the entire staff behind a recruit, and they'd all be doing something in the pose or whatever, and they'd have all these great pictures. Can't do that anymore. Like the NCAA said, no, no more because of all the things they have to worry about in college football. Clearly, photo shoots were important to mandate here. So that's where we're at. So the pictures you'll see moving forward on recruiting visits, they have to be completely authentic in a way that it's the recruit's idea, right? So the recruit has to basically say, "Hey, Lanning, hop in here for this selfie," or, you know, "Hey, coach, my family and I are about to take this picture over here in front of the waterfall. We'd love to have you in it." That's the only way you're going to see those pictures. Now, of course, you can kind of gray area it a little bit, but the more you do that, the more eyebrows you're going to raise. This is stupid. This I can't even. I mean, I'm talking about this. How stupid this is, and that's what we're doing. That's what the NCAA designated their time on making a decision about is photo shoots. So here we go. Anyways, the weekends moving forward, the photos that you'll see coming out of those visits will be different. Um, that's all. I just talking about that more is going to make me more upset. How about I haven't talked about it yet. I know it's a couple days removed. How about Bo Nix in the NFL draft in the NFL Combine? Excuse me. I would say I think he upped his draft stock. I think most people kind of really considered him a. I think if we took our green and yellow glasses off, I think a lot of the buzz about Bo Nix probably put him towards the end of the first round, maybe the beginning to the middle of the second round, kind of maybe being the realistic landing spot. That's probably where he was going to land, but he did a pretty good job in Indianapolis in the combine. And I think more and more the mock drafts that we've seen are kind of pitting him maybe to the middle of the first round, towards the end of the first round, somewhere in that 15 to 25 range. So I think he's upped his stock enough to kind of put himself in the top 20 there. Not as a guarantee, but it looks a lot better for him. And I think one team, I saw this mock draft. I don't remember if it was the CBS Sports one or ESPN or PFF, but one of them pegged him going to Denver, which I think was at like 17, 16, 17 off memory. That seems like a great fit. Like that seems like he seems like a quarterback that would excel in Sean Payton's offense. There's some wide receivers there. It seems like a fresh start for that team. It seems like a good landing spot for Bo Nix. It could be terrible. I could be wrong, but if you're a young guy like Bo and wanting to get a shot at starting or playing right away, it seems like Denver's a pretty good spot for you. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to be a fun draft. I think there's just a lot of really good players in this draft. Oregon's got three guys that have first round potential. I'm about to talk to the next two: JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, Troy Franklin. I think Troy Franklin kind of finds himself where Bo Nix was, more of a end of first, early to mid second round guy. I think he did well at the combine. I don't think he did poorly. I don't think he did so well that it's like, ooh, we got to look at this guy in the top 10. He didn't do anything wrong. I think he just kind of fell where he was already. And I think that's like a 25 to, mid second round guy on the low end there. JPJ, looks like a top 15 guy all day long. Somebody's going to decide that they need a center. Somebody's going to decide that they want the best center in college football. That's JPJ. He did absolutely everything you could at the combine to solidify where he already stood. And I'm seeing most of the mock drafts have him, like I would say, in that 12 to 18 range. So that's kind of where he's looking right now. I guess we'll keep tracking this thing and see where it goes. But that's a little bit of the talk from the NFL draft combine. That's a little bit of talk about no more photo shoots, recruiting weekend, and a little bit about women's basketball. I'll be back again, you guys, much sooner than I was this time. And please keep tuning in. Thank you.